Hello, everyone. Lesson 1 is defining your customer segments. Everything in business always begins and ends with the customer. If you don't have paying customers, you don't have a business. And this is why identifying who your target customers are from the very beginning is very important. It's why developing a customer relationship is important because those people will continue to buy from you. And so a lot of businesses grow through repeat business. And also, customer service is very key to build a great reputation for your company. And so, our first lesson, we're going to talk about defining who your target customers are and identifying your customer segments. And so, I want you to identify the 3 categories of customers that you currently have. And for those of you who are just starting out, I want you to think about who you think your potential customers are. Your customers are the people who have a need or a problem that your business solves, right? And so for those of you who your customers want a specific type of goods, right? Or some of you, your customers have a particular problem, and you've developed a product or a service that solves that problem. And so I want you to think about who your current customers are and how you can reach more of those customers. So we are going to look at defining your target market this month. And the first step is defining who your customer is. And so when we think about the profile of your customer, this is often referred to as a customer persona. A customer persona. That means this is the type of person that you want to target because your product or service fulfills their needs. And so some of you have food-based businesses, some of you have goods, tapestries, articles of clothing, handbags, goods. Some of you have developed a service that you're offering to meet the needs of other business owners. Some of you have developed a actual a cleaning good that people need in their homes, in their businesses, in their facilities. And some of you have developed a environmental based product that is based off of the natural resources in the nation. And so with all of these things, you have to think about how are you meeting the needs of your customers and how can you get more of them? And so one exercise that I want you to do is I want you to define what your revenue goal is for the year. So by the end of this year, how much money do you need to make in your business? And so think about money to pay your salary, where you live, to take care of your family, things that you want to do in the community. How much money do you need to make? That's your first exercise. And then from there, we're going to look at the price of the goods and the services that you sell. And then we're going to determine how many customers do you need to reach in order to meet that revenue goal. And so as we think about your customer personas, right, I want you to think about everything about your customer. And so when we define the customer persona, we define them by demographics. And so the demographics could be their age, where they live, what their income level is, different, quantitative things that define like specifically the category based on things like the census. The census takes a note of your age, your race, so think about those basic details. And then I want you to think about other things about your customer. What do they like to wear? What music do they like to listen to? What keeps them up at night? What is the most important thing on their to-do list? These are all very special qualities that show us how to best reach that customer, how to identify with them, what messages to use, what communications to use. And that gets into marketing, right? But you see how all these things all come from the DNA of that customer. Who are you called to serve? What products and services are you called to create, right? And so this week, I want you to really define your different customer segments. And so your different customer segments mean you can have more than one type of customer, right? So I'll use my business as an example. I have a hair care company, and we analyze your hair to recommend which products are best for you to use. And so our top 3 customers are busy professional women who don't have time to watch YouTube videos. They don't have time to search around and ask around for the right product. And they really want their hair to be healthy. And so that type of woman can afford to buy our service, and they are willing to pay for the service because they want the end result of beautiful, healthy hair. Our second customer segment are moms with daughters, right? So moms who have daughters whose hair is different, right? It's thicker, it's a different texture, it's a different curl pattern, and they're not really used to doing that type of hair. And so they also may be wanting to know more about their hair. And so their motivation really is to not only take care of themselves, but to take care of their daughter and help her have great self-esteem. And so that's a different type of customer, right? Our third customer is someone who just loves everything about hair and beauty. They love science, they love fashion, they love to explore products, they love to try new things. And so this type of customer would want to experiment with our service to see what they can learn, to see what they can, apply to, their next shopping trip, to know what to buy. And so you see how each one of these different customers are different, right? But when you define who your customer is, you know how to reach them. You know how to go find them, right? And so remember I mentioned that I want you to set a revenue goal, right? And depending on the price of your goods and services, you know how many customers you need to reach. And so once you have that number, let's say you need to reach 100 customers. You need to have 100 customers by the end of the year. Then we know how to create a plan to reach 100 of those type of people, right? And so if I want to go after all 3 customer segments, my goal, I would try to reach 30 new customers in each of those buckets. Let's say I just only want to focus on moms, right? Then I would focus all of my energy, my time, effort, marketing into reaching only moms. And so I know how to find moms on the internet. I know how to find moms in my neighborhood, right? And so all of this is going to work together, and it's all going to serve as building blocks to help perfect your business plan. But the thing is, going back to my initial philosophy and how we're going to approach this, we're going to build in real time with God, which means that we're not going to get to the end for you to have a business plan. We're going to implement this every week. And so your assignment this week is to define 3 types of customers for your business. And I'm going to be sharing some more resources to help you with this. And by the end of the week, I want you guys all to share. We're going to learn from each other. And we're going to, again, build and grow your business over the course of the next 6 months. So this is lesson 1, defining your customer segments. We're also going to get into customer discovery. And so what is customer discovery? It's the process of truly understanding who is the right type of customer for your business, right? So it's okay if you don't know your top 3 customers already. If you don't know, I want you to go through a process called customer discovery. And this is a process of talking to 100 different people. This was our goal, right? In the beginning, talk to 100 people this month and ask them about the things that they like. Ask them about their needs, ask them about their problems. Ask if you have a certain type of food. Ask them if they like your product. Ask them what would they do better, what would they change. If you have a customer that likes certain types of bags or rugs or quilts, you know, ask them for feedback on your product. Ask them what they would do differently. Ask them if they can afford it. Because sometimes a certain customer for you may be in a different income level range, or they may have a different price range that they're willing to pay for a product. And so if you're not seeing customers coming every single day, then there's opportunity to adjust and improve. And so the process of actually talking to potential customers is going to get you closer to knowing who your actual customer is. All right. So this week, I want you to focus on customer discovery and defining your customer segments, and share your feedback or any questions in the chat. And we're also in the process of setting up a online course and mobile app too. So we'll be getting set up there very shortly. But for this week, focus on the customer, and I can't wait to hear your feedback. If you ever have any questions, message me, and we will continue on to growing your businesses this year. I'm a business owner myself. I always go through the process of improving my business, so I'll be working alongside you as well. And so we're very excited. Thank you again for joining, and we're excited to just continue the process of building with God, partnering with God, and ultimately building wealth in the nation of Uganda. All right, talk to you guys soon.